Hi, I'm Larry Beers, one of the developers of the Ultratech Macroencapsulation technology. This is the Ultratech encapsulation control unit used to safely supply current to the lids that are sealed to make the Ultratech Ultra encapsulation. Today I'm going to demonstrate sealing a 55-gallon drum, and here we go. I'm going to put this is a 55-gallon drum with a liner in it. I'm going to use a blank lid inside because we want to save this liner to use for different use. I'm going to start by putting a blank lid in just to have something to seal to. This is what a sealing lid looks like. It has 4 sets of wires running around it. They match up with the flange that was on the liner inside this drum. We have connections on the outside to connect the control unit to. They simply screw in to form a connection for the current. The control unit itself reads the lid and then adjusts to whatever size lid it is, from a 30-gallon drum to a 4-foot by 8-foot box at this point. The lid needs a certain amount of weight on it to seal properly. In this situation, we're going to use 300 pounds, which is going to be supplied by 6 50-pound sandbags. The proper sealing requires 50 pounds per linear foot of lid seal. And it needs to be reasonably uniformly distributed around the lid. The connections to the lid are made through these welding connections. Once the lid's connected, we're going to start the unit. You can see here where it says it's ready to connect the lid and that it is in seal mode, not test mode. We have the power output unlocked. We're going to start the process by pushing the green button. Once the process is started, it will read the lid using 5 volts to decide what current to send to the lid, and then it will ramp up to 30 amps for the seal to start. You can see it's reading the lid at 5.6 volts. Now it's ramping up to 30 amps, which is the sealing current. Once it gets to 30, it's going to start counting. It will first count for 60 seconds, right up here. Once it hits 60 seconds, it will go right into the seal, which it will keep running for 1200 seconds, or 20 minutes. Once it has counted up and started the seal, we're going to cut the taping, and we'll come back about 2 minutes before the end of the seal. This is the most fun part of the whole process. We get to stand around for 20 minutes. You can see it now says it's timing seal. It's going to continue showing the seconds count up to 1200. The current that's running to the lid, the current voltage, and after the 1200 seconds it will show last state for the current and voltage. It's closing in on the 1200 seconds now. When it does hit 1200 seconds or 20 minutes, you'll hear a clunk inside the cabinet, which is the output disconnecting and the program shutting down. You'll also note that it shows the last state for the current, last state for the voltage, and the time that was achieved. Now the next most difficult part of the process is to wait for 2 hours before touching the lid or the terminals or the weights on the lid while the lid cools to a structurally stable temperature. The control unit doesn't have to stay with the drum during the 2-hour cool down. You can disconnect it here at the welding connections and go ahead and take it to make another macro seal. The terminals do have to stay with the drum so that they don't put loads on the soft plastic for the 2 hours. So if you have others you're doing, you need an extra set of the terminal connectors. It's been 2 hours, so I'm going to go ahead and take the sandbags off, and then I'll lift the sample lids out to show you the finished seal. On a normal connection, you would take the terminals off of the lid. At that point, the macro is complete and you can seal the drum, the steel portion. I'm putting the screw in just so I can lift the sample piece out. The completed seal, you'll see a sink like this around the lid where the shrinkage of the plastic has pulled plastic down from the top. And this I'm going to just tip up so that you can see where the plastic has melted in between the lid and what would be the flange of the container. It has extruded both directions so that the seal typically is over an inch wide, making sure that there's adequate seal for the container.